man. This is one for where Ant goes, man. I'm here with the vlog. I'm here with the vlog, baby. The vlog, man.
Let's go.
Sleep is important.
Top 10 things that you
Top 10 things. Good, baby. London's pretty shit house, man. We'll see you later.
Anyway, day 25 of making a video every day. Hello, blah, 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 blah. Story time again for you today. But first, a little context. So I had plans for a big day out today, a big old day boogie, out and about, all that stuff. Turns out though I woke up and my brain/body told me, lol.
How about new? You crazy Dutch bastard.
What are you doing? No, we need to rest. Oh, please God, no. And that's what this weekend has turned into instead. So let's talk about that as I walk along on this rainy evening, me chewing your ear off as we go. There I am. Cool hood, bro. As I was walking here, thinking about recovery, resetting, disconnection, this particular story, this memory popped into my head very clearly. Some December afternoon back in 2011, a few of my best mates and I, all 19 at the time, were chugging along in the back of a minivan in rural Laos. Backpacking trip for the ages. The scene is crazy clear in my head. It was a sunny afternoon, hot. I had my face planted up against the dusty window of this van, my eyes glued, fixed to the surrounding limestone mountains, scanning up from the huge cliff faces down to the rice fields we were zigzagging through. At 19 and not knowing anything different, it felt like we were rugged explorers across the world. On reflection, we were like one of a million dirty backpackers on the well-worn banana pancake trail, but you know, whatever. Lots to unpack from that trip, lots I will not. But right there, as we were chugging along, I remembered all of a sudden I hadn't used my phone in weeks. At some point on this drive, for whatever reason, the thought popped into my head that maybe I should check. I'd been to internet cafes a couple of times, so it wasn't like I'd left my family thinking I'd been kidnapped. Not sure there'd be a good price on me anyway, prob's not worth the payment, you know, save a couple bucks. But it was the phone itself, like, damn, do I still have this thing? Digging to the very bottom of my backpack, past who knows what was in there, I eventually found it. I looked at it. It felt weird in my hand, bulky, unearthly. I held the power button down, the screen burst on, the lights, the digital display. It was surreal. And this, I should say, is with a phone screen nowhere near as sharp and brain-rotting as your iPhone today. The brightness felt artificial, the glow harsh, the grip unfamiliar. I unlocked it. I'm pretty sure the main thing to check back then was Facebook notifications, someone writing on my wall, friend requests from a bunch of people met at hostels, tagged in photos I probably didn't want to know about anyway. But then the core memory, the best moment. I looked at this phone for a minute and knowing that I had probably half an hour of updates to catch up on, I just paused, stared at this thing in my hand, skeptically, with disinterest, almost like disdain. There was this realization for this shaggy teenager that I'd forgotten about this thing. I hadn't missed it and nothing important had really happened anyway. And most importantly, it absolutely had nothing on what I was staring at in front of me. What was actually happening right now in this van and outside these windows. A realization that sounds basic and obvious, but had never hit with that level of precision and clarity all at once and completely consuming. I looked down the aisle of the minibus, rocking from side to side as we cut around oncoming traffic and potholes. Seats filled with a few of my best mates and a rabble of other dropkicks, all clueless on the same bus ride to wherever was next. Everyone either napping, their heads slumped on their shoulder, someone else's shoulder, others pressed up against the windows, adoring the same scene I was just a few seconds ago. I smiled to myself, turned the phone off, straight back in the bag, and stared back out over this paradise. My mind unwound, untangled again, like it was coming home. Like it was coming home. That feeling, that memory, it's always stayed with me. I try to remind myself of that as often as I can, to be honest, pretty unsuccessfully. So here's how I think of it. We have this anxious drive to do, to respond to news, solve problems, create something, always under the perceived pressure of our own expectations, others' expectations, and of course time itself. But left unchecked, we confuse that fixation as complete experience, manically keeping up, flogging all our internal resources to do so. Anytime we fall short, it's our fault, our shortcomings. After all, on the outside, on the scoreboard, it's the only stuff that's measured. That's the default learned setting, but isn't it telling that when we make space for ourselves to step back, just when we pause for a moment, stop fighting ourselves, breathe, that's the feeling of coming home. Coming home to ourselves, everything around us, not rushing, responding, taking from it, just open to it. And that's when what feels real can come to us all at once. It's hard to put this into words without sounding too, like, woo-woo, I get it. But nowadays, whenever I get glimpses of this, like turning my phone off for a night, taking a long walk, making time to sit, to listen, to write, whatever is real, everything unwinds and feels like it's supposed to. All I'm saying is, if my phone didn't stay in my bag that day, I would have missed the view. I've got to remind myself of that a bit more. And maybe you do too. See you tomorrow, mate.